It was a mega early start on Friday, and I only managed to get about 90 minutes of sleep the night before, but this was no time to complain about feeling tired. It was time to make my way to Poland. I got a lift to the airport with Megan, John, and 3rd Division domestic Speedway legend Jamie Seeley Racing. When we arrived at Luton Airport, we met up with James, his son Edward, and Jilksy in the departure lounge for a swift Eggs Benedict. The information screens around the airport didn't change their status, and when we casually rocked up to the gate, everybody had gone and the doors were locked. Luckily, the lady was really helpful and unlocked it for us. It was their fault after all that the boards weren't updated. We scraped our way onto the plane and then set off for Polska.
2 hours later.
When we landed in Warsaw, I got an Uber to the hotel, dumped my bags off and headed off to the Narodowy. I walked through the tunnel, across the underground car park, jumped in a lift and went straight up to the pits where the riders were beginning to set up their paddock bays for the qualifying and sprint race. After a quick look around the beautiful Narodowy Stadium, it was time to enter the infield and test the sound cables and communication system. Thomas from Better Entertainment is mega organised and always has everything ready for when I arrive. He even took my decks from Croatia to Warsaw in his own car, so I didn't have to keep letting baggage handlers sling my equipment around. Shouts out to Tomek, he's a proper legend.
Yes, rat.
Once that was sorted, I made my way over to the glass booth above Ben 1. I started setting up my equipment for testing just as the riders started to walk the track. Soon after, it was time for the bikes to bring the noise to the Narodowy and kick off the first ever Speedway Grand Prix qualifying and sprint race session. Unbelievably, all 3 British riders progressed through to the sprint race, accompanied by Denmark's Leon Madsen. Dan Bewley blasted past Madsen to win the sprint race. Ty came 3rd, and Robert Lambert finished at the back. With the quali and the sprint race all wrapped up, it was time for rehearsals. Rehearsals went really well. We only ran through the routine a couple of times before everybody was happy with it. Then we could progress our way into the city and have a couple of beers. It was so good to see so many fans from good old Blighty out in the Polish capital. The next morning, I woke up about 7 a.m. feeling fresh as a daisy. I scrammed a bread roll and made my way over to the arena for one final rehearsal session with the parade cars. Time absolutely flew by, and before I knew it, it was time. The nerves hit me like a cruise missile. I was pacing around the offices just trying to breathe and stop myself from shaking. But lucky for me, my good friend and live event coordinator Strahil took me to the side and gave me a bit of a pep talk. There was no going back now. It was fight or flight, sink or swim. It was time for me to DJ in the centre of 50,000 Speedway fans. It was amazing. The 15 minutes before I walked out, I was absolutely terrified. But once I got plugged in and started playing music, I started to settle down and take in the moment. There are no words that can describe the feeling. It's both the busiest place you can possibly imagine and the loneliest at the same time. There's so many people there, but out on that stage, you're all alone. The opening presentation went perfectly, and it was a proper goosebumps moment to stand on the infield as the whole stadium sang the Polish national anthem. After the anthem was over, I quickly bolted back up onto the stage to disassemble the console and pack up my DJ equipment. We packed all my equipment away in record time and then quickly exited via the tunnel next to the starting tapes. For me, this is one of the biggest things I have ever achieved. Every DJ in the world dreams of playing at an event of this sort of size and calibre. Very few get to actually experience it. As I walked past all of the team members in the stadium, they all giving me knuckle touches, handshakes and congratulating me. The team behind the Speedway Grand Prix are like a giant family, and I hope I did them all proud. I watched the rest of the meeting from various different areas of the stadium. Sometimes I'd be trackside, and others I would go and sit in the VIP area. They have amazing padded seats up there. It's like watching live Speedway while sitting on a sofa. The event was a huge success. There was good racing from the very start, and the right man won. Doyley was absolutely fire. However, by the end of the night, I was starting to feel chronic pain in my feet. It turns out that wearing brand new shoes out of the box and doing 25,000 steps a day is not a good idea. My feet were absolutely wrecked. I wanted to go to Ty's after party explosion, but I just couldn't possibly walk any further. My lucky socks that I wear to every single Speedway Grand Prix were saturated with claret. I was in flat-out agony. I hobbled back to the staff shuttle bus and I was back at the hotel within about 5 minutes. It's so much easier using the transportation provided by Warner Bros. Discovery Sports, as their vehicles can go through all the closed roads. I dropped all of my equipment back into the room and went down to the hotel bar to meet Jedward for a beer. Then out of nowhere, Ian, Linda and Summer arrived at my hotel. It was so nice to wind down after such an adrenaline-filled day with such lovely people. As much as I like an all-nighter, I was absolutely exhausted. A few quiet Coronas at the hotel suited me just perfect. Thank you to everybody at Warner Bros. Discovery Sports for this opportunity. I cannot put into words how grateful I am for your support. Also, thank you to everybody who joined me for a beer at some point. I tried to see as many people as I could throughout the weekend, but I was just so busy. Seeing everybody would have been an impossibility. Anyway, I'm going to go and catch some sleep and get ready for Land Chat this weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.